Hello, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of my wife Denise and I, we thank you all for being here today to help us celebrate the wedding of Jessica and Jason. Despite having 28 years to prepare a father of the bride speech for Jessica, I'm still left standing here today speechless at how beautiful she looks. Jessica, of all the things I've done in my lifetime, being your father and caring for you is by far my biggest achievement yet. Watching Jessica grow up, it wasn't very long before we realised that Jessica had been born with a very special gift. As Jessica grew into a beautiful, happy, generous and delightful little girl through her childhood, teenage and adult years, just a few minutes in Jessica's company is enough for you to instantly like Jessica. Jessica is a people person. She is caring, approachable and kind. She is quite simply a lovely human being who has that rare quality of being able to mix and get on with everyone she meets. When your daughter is young, a father sometimes sits and contemplates the man that your daughter will marry. When you only have one daughter, as I have, or we have, you can do an awful lot of contemplating. Will he be hard-working? Will he be kind? And will he look after my daughter? Then when the time comes, the daughter surprises the father by finding a husband with all those attributes and more. I am a contented father today as I see my daughter looking so happy and well. It's said that when your children find true love, parents find true joy. Jessica has been a shining light in her life, and today I hand her over to Jason. I know Jason will love and cherish Jessica every bit as much as I do.
And more.
I don't know about that. It's now time when I'm supposed to officially welcome Jason into our family. But the truth is, Jason has been part of our family for the last 8 years. I remember one day, not long after they started dating, I got a call from Jessica. She was in tears saying she had just found out something terrible about Jason. Something that he'd been keeping a secret.
Oh no.
Page 2.
I calmed Jessica down, and that's when she told me the terrible news. Wait for it. Jason was an Arsenal supporter. And she wanted to know what she should do. At the time, Arsenal were near the bottom of the league, so I told Jessica he was probably embarrassed to tell her that he was an Arsenal supporter. And that she shouldn't hold that against him unless he tried to bring his children up as Arsenal supporters. Jessica and Jason, your married life together is just starting. It will take many turns along the way. You will have your glory days and you will have your sad days. But if you have each other, you will have all you need to deal with anything life throws at you. A happy marriage is not about finding a person you can live with, but about finding a person that you can't live without. And I know you found that in each other. I would now like to congratulate the happy couple and tell Jessica how beautiful she looks today. And you scrub up well too, Jason. I would like to thank my beautiful wife Denise for producing such a loving, warm-hearted such a loving, warm-hearted and beautiful daughter, and for her devotion in making Jessica the person she is today. I would also like to thank the bridesmaids, the groomsmen for helping Jessica and Jason with the wedding. to the hotel management and staff who have done and are still doing a wonderful job looking after us all, and to the chef and his band of brothers and sisters for all the excellent food we are about to eat. Before I sit, I have one last task to perform, and it's a task that is both my honour and my privilege. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand with me and raise your glasses to toast a happy couple. And join me in wishing the newlyweds a healthy, happy future together and a life full of endless love and laughter. To Jessica and Jason. Now, thanks, Dana. Now I'm going to hand the mic over to Gareth.
Right, well, that was an absolute phenomenal speech from Paul. Mine probably won't measure up to that, because we're all a bit nervous here, right? But I'd just like to congratulate Jason and my new auntie Jessie on their wedding day. I was going to say on a serious note, but I can't use the word serious and Jay in the one sentence. The only thing serious about him is he's a serious wind-up. I can't really give him too much stick, considering he walked through Dublin Airport and Portugal dressed like a mixture of Marilyn Monroe and Donald Trump. Fair play, you took him for the team that day. I count myself lucky to have Jay as an uncle and a friend. Throughout my life I considered him a brother and like a father figure at times. Underneath all the slaggins and stick there's a big giant teddy bear in there. As for Tommy and Meadow, they are always your top priority, and I've watched and learned skills off you for fatherhood from watching how good you are with your kids. Tommy and Meadow are great little kids that come from great parents. Jessie is a top woman. We all know you're punching. Right. I still remember when you first met Jessie, and I still remember your pet names, which I'll leave out. It's been great watching you both end up here today, and the laughs and the great memories and adventures we had along the way. By the way, considering we are both dyslexic fucks, I suppose this is going well.
I'm not dyslexic.
He said he's not dyslexic, right? So I better end it here. Thanks for an amazing time so far. I hope you all the best in the future. I'm going to give you over to Daniel now.
Right, Cunigi. They're going to be two hard speeches to follow. I'm more nervous about giving this fucking speech than I do be for me fights. The first thing I'd like to say is how stunning me sister looks. And Jaima, you're alright as well. The bridesmaids look stunning, and to the groomsmen, is did well as well. So here's a little story to the build-up to the first time I met Jaima. About 8 years ago, we knew Jessie was seeing someone by the fact that anyone that knows Jessie knows she can't lie to save her life. There'll just be a big smile on her face. Just judging by Jessie's past boyfriends, I was thinking to myself, tanned, tall, built. I don't know why, but I had in my head that he was going to be a foreign rich lad. Fuck me, was I wrong? So with that, I nicknamed this mystery man Ricardo. We hadn't got a clue who Ricardo was, because any time Jessie was going out to Ricardo, she got collected around the corner. For a good while, we were trying to spot Jessie getting into Ricardo's car, but for months they kept it a secret. And then one day she was caught in a taxi driver's car. A taxi driver alone is bad enough. A taxi driver who drives for Galacabs is another thing altogether. It became apparent that this mystery man was not some tall, foreign rich man, but he was a taxi driver by the name of J Mar. I didn't know who J Mar was, but just judging by my dad's reaction, I could tell it wasn't who he had in mind for his daughter. So then, comes to the first time meeting Jay. It was in Forteventura. We were at the bottom of the hill. And next of all, I see this fella walking down the hill with my sister. Chest out, chin up, throwing the I'm from Green Forest shapes. And as he walks down this hill, he whips a pair of glasses off one of the stalls and puts them on his head. It was like nothing to him. It wasn't his first time doing that, I tell you. What has my sister got herself involved with here, I said to myself. But as time went by, and I got to know Jay a little bit better, nothing changed. He's still a fucking gurrier. But Jay, you're a kind, honest, genuine, funny cunt, and we love you. I wish you and my sister many happy years together, and that's all I have to say. So here's to a good night with family and friends. Right, I'm gonna hand the mic to Aoife.
God. Somebody want to put it on? Should we just go back out? God, how am I going to follow that? Thanks, Dano. You said your speech was shit. Nice one. So first things first. Hello, Galacabs. Galacabs. So Jessie told us to keep this speech short and not to cause a divorce. And we told her we could promise her one, but we couldn't promise her the other. First things first, we just want to talk about how great our best friend looks today. Jessie, you scrubbed up well as well. For those who don't know us, we're Jessie's bridesmaids. We know it's not the norm for bridesmaids to speak, but Kelly needed her time in the limelight. So we've had the pleasure and sometimes the challenge of being Jessie's friend for well over 10 years. Some of us met in school during our underage drinking stage in Memorial Park. Shout out to Memorial Park. But yeah, Jessie was always the life and soul of the party, and each of us had the honour of carrying her home on at least one occasion. Jessie always had the best ideas growing up, like hosting a gaff party when her mum just got new white tiles in the kitchen. Sorry about that, Denise. We also swapped our mum's numbers to each other's numbers. So they thought they were texting each other, arranging sleepovers. They were texting me and Jessie. And we won't get into where we were when we were meant to be in each other's houses. Jessie never turns down a challenge or someone saying she can't do something. She once said she could drink a whole bottle of ouzo and be perfectly fine. Spoiler alert, she wasn't. We found her in a bush and spent the next week picking twigs out of her hair. So Jay, we can't promise you much, but we can promise you you'll never be bored of our Jessie. Before you, Jay, as Dano touched on, there were others. We had soldiers, we had superheroes, and we had countless Brits. But none could never, ever make Jessie as happy as you do. She used to swear to me over and over again that she'd never settle down, and she kept her love story a secret for quite some time, or so she thought. Let's just say Jay has been her knight in shining taxi all along. You'll come to realise taxis play a big role in this speech. Jessie started disappearing from our nights out. We'd see her slipping into a mysterious taxi, a silver Passat to be precise. Knowing Jessie, we knew better than to ask any questions. Then there was our trip to Ibiza. Me and Jessie were sharing a room, and Jessie would sneak off and take phone calls on the balcony every single night, and she was constantly getting credit sent to her. I said nothing. It came to day 7, and I said, "Who are you talking to on the balcony?" Her response, "Me ma." I went straight to bed. I said, "Right, Jessie, Denise is going to call you at 3 a.m. every night. She loves you, but she doesn't love you that much." I'm going to then pass it over to Kelly for the rest.
Well, actually, in fairness, Finn, you forgot to mention Liverpool, but I don't think we should go into that too deeply. Jessie decided to eventually come clean to us. She forced us all into one big room together and announced, "I have a fella." We all pretended to be shocked, but honestly, it all made sense when we found out that Jay was a taxi driver. The mysterious taxi pickups and the drop-offs, the secret phone calls, all was a part of their big love story. Jessie has a bit of a reputation of being on our knees. Now get your heads out of the gutter. We are talking about the countless times she's fallen in and out of taxis. But never a gala cab, just so everyone knows. We are never allowed to do that. At least we know Jessie had met her match. Let's not forget Jay being escorted to the toilet after the races. We forget nothing. Nothing. Jessie, we also remember the last time you wore white just in Thailand and a dodgy curry didn't go down too well. However, Jessie and Jay, you've built a beautiful life together with 2 gorgeous kids, Meadow and Tommy. Jay, you've not only won Jessie's heart, but also managed to bring out the best in her. Jessie, we couldn't be happy for you. Welcome to the friend group, Jay. So again, let's raise a glass to Jessie and Jay. We hope that you have the best memories. We are so happy for you. I'm going to pass over to the man himself, Jay.
I would just like to say on behalf of my wife and I, thanks very much for coming. Have a great day, enjoy the night. Cheers, thanks very much.
That's it, everybody. Enjoy your food.